Conway for the American Stocks, getting ready to go. On the pole, the number 42, that is piloted by Dakota Brown, to his outside, the number 19 of Justin Quinn. We go green in the first race of the night here at Bakersfield. J.R. Garcia in the number 7A machine to the inside of Quinn for the second spot. We got the number 24, that is Tyler Johnson. And to his outside, the last car on the field, the number 38 Double D, that is Mike Conway Johnson. Tank slapping the wall out of turn number 4. And more issues over in the corner. J.R. Garcia gets sideways, hits Quinn, and around he went. Conway getting a piece of it. And our first caution of the night can officially be scored on lap number 1 of the heat races. You see the damage by the 19 of Quinn as he got collected in that incident by the 7A of J.R. Garcia. It looks like they're going to be picking up some of the Bondo overstuck in the corner and all the other debris. Nobody's off the track. Everybody continues on. So I'm going to give you an official car count as of this minute. I don't know if we're going to have any other people showing up. But as of now, we have 24 hobby stocks. That warrants a B main here tonight, as well as 24 IMCA modifieds. So they will have a B main. Top 3 will transfer through the heats from the A to the B main. And then the American stocks, they're going to be battling with 15 total vehicles on the entry sheet here tonight. So no B main for the American stocks or the Sport Mods. Sport Mods with 20, I apologize. 20 Sport Mods. So no B mains for American stock or the IMCA Northern Sport Mods as we get ready for the restart coming up in just one lap. It's a bit of a warm day today. Temperatures hitting the 100-degree mark. But luckily we have a breeze here in Bakersfield, so it's not too bad. I mean, last time Jeffrey and I were out here. Jeffrey, by the way, is not here tonight. So you got me, Tom, and Mason. You're dealing with Jeffrey's over at Irwindale Speedway tonight. We kind of split up to cover 2 events going on. Irwindale not being a Race Feed X event. So, haha, I win. All right, lights out. Field at the ready. Dakota Brown leads Justin Quinn, Tyler Johnson, and Mike Conway to the green. And we're back to racing. Down into turn number 1, Johnson looks to the inside of Quinn, unable to get the job done from the center of the corner on exit. Dakota Brown continues on with his 42 in the lead, extending the lead over Quinn. Conway trying to get that 38 Double D to rotate in the center of the corner. You saw that he could not. And this 42, always fast out here at Bakersfield Speedway. Dakota Brown in the lead, not looking like he's going to slow down on this one. can do any time on the 19 of Quinn. Does not look like he's going to be able to close too much on in. Dakota Brown and everybody else seems to almost be running like a practice session for the main events tonight. I don't know what you can learn early in this evening as the sun's still out. The track's drying up. White flag for Dakota Brown. Leave this one flag to flag, it seems. That he's down the back straightaway. Turns number 3 and 4, Dakota Brown will take the checkered flags here tonight in his heat race number 1 of the American stocks. So Dakota Brown going to try to sweep the night, and starts with the heat race win. We'll find out if he can do it or not. Quinn in second spot, third Johnson, fourth Conway, and those are your only cars able to complete the 6-car heat race. There is a one and done policy in effect here tonight. Heat race number 2, rolling onto the track now. Heat race number 2 for the American stocks at Bakersfield Speedway. Kevin Irwin in the number 13 will lead this one to the green. To the outside, the number 44, two-time champion in the American stocks. That is Brian Childress. The number 27C of Brooke Simmental and Kevin Johnston in the number 22K. We go green. We are missing Brody Schweitzer. No idea where Brody's at. It looks like we're going to do a heat race without him. Childress out to the early lead over Irwin. Johnston hot on the trail as well. Johnson to the inside for second spot into turn number 1, and they keep it clean, it seems, through 1 and 2. American stock's known for some contact, and you mean like that right there? Yes, I mean exactly that. Johnson goes up the track. Looks like he lost some sort of an oil line in that impact. I'm sorry, Irwin, I should say. Looks like Irwin, with that contact, losing something, trying to see if there's any oil on the racetrack. Field continues on. We stay green. So just with that contact, and that's technically light contact in the American stocks. With that, Irwin has some figuring out to do what line that seemed to have been, because it looks like it knocked like an oil line onto the exhaust and started smoking it heavily. Second and third on the screen. Kevin Johnston. Last time we saw this car was at Santa Maria Raceway in the number 22K machine. And Simmental in the 27. He's been on a bit of, troubles for your leader. Looks to be an engine as there's oil all over the racetrack. Brian Childress, you can see the trail of fluid down the front straightaway. Went across the start-finish line to start lap number 6. And kaboom! Something goes up in smoke. And your leader has bad luck again. Brian Childress getting the push off as there's oil down this entire front straightaway into turn number 1. Driver's doing a great job of seeing where the oil was, or the water, or mixture maybe, and avoiding it from slipping and sliding in that. But yeah, Brian Childress, who was leading up till he had his bad luck, looks to be done for the night here, and there's going to be some track work now to dry off this front straightaway. So unfortunate for Brian Childress. He was excited going into this event, always trying to win in front of a big crowd here tonight at Bakersfield Speedway, but does not look like it's going to be done by Brian tonight. So we're going to finish this one off. 2 laps to go for the American stocks. Heat number 2. Kevin Johnston leading over Eric Simmental. I'm sorry, Brooke Simmental. Apologize for that. They somehow managed to kick the microphone cable off the camera. We're back to good, and we're back to racing. All right, now we're good. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it wrong. It's been an exciting last few laps. Kevin Johnston coming across the line. And we are done with heat race number 2. 2 cars able to finish, and I'm almost lost the microphone and all that. But we're back. We're good. Kevin Johnston, winner of heat race number 2 over Brooke Simmental, as we get ready for heat race number 3 rolling onto the track for the American Stocks. Heat race number 3 for the American Stocks. Trevor Baker leads the field into turns 3 and 4. 2 is outside the number 2 machine of John Rangi, if I'm saying that name correctly. Waters in the number 86. Nicholas Johnson in the 1N machine, and rounding out the field, Brandon Ratcliffe in the number 3 machine. Waters getting some pressure from Nicholas Johnson. That is a Cowboy, Mike Waters in the 86. And forgot to mention his first name. And Waters and Johnson battling it out for the 3rd spot. Johnson to the inside now. Into turn number 3, Nicholas Johnson. Keeping it down low. As this is the best battle on the racetrack. The only battle, contact. Into turns 1 and 2. Johnson will muscle his way by Waters. Waters with a left front flat. See if this is, yeah, it looks like it's definitely going to pose an issue. These American stocks don't hike up. Look out. What I was saying was these American stocks don't hike up the left front wheel like the modifieds do. So Waters is going to have a long and grueling heat race as he completes the rest of this one. 4 laps in, halfway through the heat race number 3. Nicholas Johnson now putting pressure on Rangi. And Gip High throwing up a roost down into turn number 3 and 4. Nicholas Johnson over rotates, and he will lose some time to your 2nd spot, number 2 car. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Trevor Baker sitting pretty up front. 2 to go from the flag stand. And the battle for the 2nd spot looks to be starting to brew up just a little bit as we're going to come to the close of this heat race. Number 3 for the American Stocks. White flag flying for the 10, Trevor Baker. It looks like Johnson, unless something can happen these final 4 corners to close in on Rangi. I don't know if anything's going to happen. Through turns number 3 and 4, the 10, Trevor Baker. Checkered flag. 2nd spot going to Rangi, and 3rd going to be Johnson, with Ratcliffe finishing off the race. So up next, the IMCA Modifieds. If you're a fan of Modifieds, well, it's time for you to get ready for your heat racing action coming up next. Heat race number 1 for the IMCA Modifieds. Danny Lauer is going to lead this one to the green flag in his number 2 machine. John Piker on his outside, 28P. Coffee, Dalen Coffee in the number 55 inside row 2. The 51B, Surfing Brylan Clark. And rounding out this field, the 16, the Outlaw Ricky Childress, and the 77 of Wild Bill Partel. Turns number 1 and 2. Lauer leads, Coffee and Clark. Brian Clark going to slip to 4th. Coffee going to go up to 3rd. Childress on the outside looking in. Coffee has your transfer spot. So right behind the transfer spot is a battle for 4th. Childress, a local competitor out here at Bakersfield Speedway, on the outside looking in, as well as has Brian Clark in his 51B machine. We're going to see how this one's going to shape out. Top three starting to run away from this battle. That's the best battle to see, actually. Coffee now to the inside of Piker for second, as they keep it off each other for the most part. This is the battle for third. The battle for the bubble, if you will. These two drivers second and third in the show. And then we got a gap between third and fourth. This is the battle for fourth. They're both on the outside trying to get into the feature. We are more than halfway through this one, lap number 5 of 8. And looks like Childress will get by Clark through turns 1 and 2. Clark with a run to the inside of his 51B machine. But Childress carries that momentum. Continues on with fourth. Childress is going to look like he's going to have to work his way through the B main here tonight. Lauer's going to take a white flag. Piker and Coffee right behind him. Nothing's changed really in any of this heat racing action. Lauer is going to come out of turn number 4 and checkered flag on the first IMCA modified heat of tonight. 3 more heats to go. Top 3 transfer. Remember that third spot. Yeah, that's going to be a shakedown. There's always going to be a transfer battle. And of course, a bigger one in the B main coming up later on this evening. Into the feature, Larry Wise will start on the pole with the number 5W. DJ Shannon to the outside, the number 32 DJ. Alex Stanford joining us here in his number 98. Bill Eagleston in the 15E machine. Then we got the 11. Ooh, 3 wide. Okay, everybody keeps it off of each other. And I'm going to see how this one shapes out. Third spot is Stanford. He's got to stay ahead of Eagleston, but look who's coming behind the 2B of Bobby Hogue. And some stack up there. 3 wide. Hogue's going to try the outside to get by. And Hogue will get the job done, but has to deal with the 11 machine of Rob Sanders. So he just added 1 number to his already existing usual number 10 ride. Tonight he's racing for Bill Henderson. But Hogue trying to get into the feature. He's battling with Stanford. This is the battle for the transfer spot. Hogue in the 2B machine. And Stanford going to have to back up his corner a little bit due to Shannon having a bobble side by side for third. This is your transfer battle with contact. And Hogue comes to a quick stop after making contact with DJ Shannon. Shannon has all sorts of damage. Left front all caved in, as well as the left rear flat. So if that's damage on Shannon, I can only imagine the damage on Hogue's 2B machine. Obviously, we can't take a good view of it over here, but you see the IMCA official using his hand signals as it's broken. So with that, the tow truck's going to have to hook the 2B machine. Heavy hitter Bobby Hogue off the racetrack here in this heat race. So if they can get the thrashing on that 2B machine, he can try it again to make it into this feature from the B main event. But definitely something we're not used to seeing. The 2B machine up on the hook. Larry Wise led this one from the start. We are halfway through this second heat race of 4 here tonight for the modifieds. So Larry Wise on the 5W leading over DJ Shannon, who this car is going to have some interesting laps coming up. As you see, the control arm bent on the left front. Got to be an upper control arm that's all jacked up. He does. I reported that he has the left rear flat. Not the case. That 32 machine has air in the left rear. Alex Stanford in third. He is your transfer spot. So Sanders in the 11 behind, looking on the outside looking in, as well as Eagleston in the 15E machine. So we'll see how the cookies crumble. Halfway through this second B main here at Bakersfield Speedway, the Richie McGowan Memorial continues on. We go back to green. Stanford trying to put a gap between him and the B main. Tries to get by Shannon down low on the inside. Couldn't get it done in turns number 1 and 2. Rob Sanders now to the inside of Stanford. Battle for the transfer spot. Who's going in the B main? Who's staying in the A main? Or vice versa. I think Stanford knows the pressure is on. He's going to try to, again, put a gap, a car between the two. White flag flying. Shannon so far impressing me with that impact. Staying into the second spot. Of course, he's got some challenge there from Stanford. But DJ Shannon continues in the second spot with all that damage to his left side. Checkered flag for Larry Wise across the line. Shannon has a bobble, and it'll be Stanford getting by for second, but DJ Shannon stays in the feature. Sanders and Eagleston gonna have to fight it out through the B main to try to get into the feature here tonight. So Wise, Stanford, and Shannon, your top three in that one. And then it's Sandman, Sanders, and Eagleston. Rounding out that one. And then, of course, you want to see some damage. This is why the 2B machine came to a stop so quickly. Bobby Hogue definitely has a lot of work to do if they can try to get that 2B machine fixed tonight for the B main. As heat race number 3 for the IMCA modifieds roll on, the hitman Kyle Heckman in the 11X machine leads the field into turn number 1 and to the green. Logan Drake in the 111 machine. Roger Holder in the 24, getting pressure now to his inside by the G5 of Brad Pounds, the Dominator. Dave Phipps in the 08 machine, and running out the field the 96 of Carla Laney. We got battles all through this track, but how about the battle for the transfer spot? Holder has it. Pound, no, Holder's going to give it away, and some big old contact in the center of 1 and 2. So as I was saying, Holder had it. He definitely lost control and lost it. So Pound takes that third spot, and a big gap between him and fourth of Dave Phipps in the 08 machine. Carla Laney moves up, and Holder got some major cosmetic damage. All kind of wrinkled up. And now Phipps pulling it off the racetrack. 08 machine, trying to figure out where to go. He's going to just pull it off into the pits. So Drake is your leader. Lap number 4. Halfway home in this heat race number 3. Second spot is Kyle Heckman, the hitman. I don't know if Logan has a nickname. It'd be too easy to call him the Little Snake. He's got to have a better nickname if that is his. We're going to have to be on the hunt, try to figure out what his nickname is. Maybe he doesn't need a nickname. Maybe his name just speaks for himself as he leads this third heat race of the night for the modifieds. Top 3 on your screen as a white flag flies for Logan Drake in his 111 machine. So Logan Drake rounding turn number 3 and 4 to collect the checkered flag. Heat race number 3 winner Logan Drake. Second spot will be Heckman. Third will be Pounds. And through turns 3 and 4, Carla Laney with a damaged right side door, and Roger Holder with a damaged left rear quarter panel, sail panel, and everything else back there after the impact he had battling for third. Rounds out your Heat 3 lineup. results, I should say.
We got one more for the mid-count qualification to IMCA modified.
So one last heat race coming up next for the IMCA modifieds, and then we'll get rolling on into the hobby stocks and sport mods. We'll complete our heat racing action. We've got 2 B mains here tonight at the Bakersfield Speedway. The modifieds will be battling for a B main as well as the hobby stocks. So again, tune in with us live all night tonight. Got a lot of good racing here from Bakersfield. 71-year-old racetrack. It's going to be a good one. I see Todd Graham's watching from Unity, Saskatchewan, Canada. Taking a peek on the Facebook tees. Skip did not go to Highland tonight, but he's here watching us tonight. Peevely's rained out. That's what Damien said. Damien's watching from Perry, Oklahoma. So just a few of our viewers that have commented on that thread. Again, thank you all for taking a peek with us. And like I said, hey, we're going to have fun with you all night tonight. If you want to tune in and join us, we're going to get you involved with our live stream. But let's go on to heat race number 4. Robbie Sawyer leads the field to the green flag. Troy Morris Jr. in the 07 machine, the 16B of Randy Brown, the 2J of Justin Schweitzer, and the 50 machine. Rounds out the field, that is Stephen Fangmeyer. As Morris is going to lead lap number 1. Some sort of a bobble there for the 198. The Rebel, Robbie Sawyer. So Brown on the 16B. Trying to put some heat on your second spot. To the inside he goes, battle for the second spot. Brown will take it. Sawyer's going to try the crossover down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. They're still door-to-door, side by side. Who's it going to be for the second spot across the line? Contact. And it's Sawyer. And Brown with that contact going to spin out. All by himself up on the high side. Collects Schweitzer. And the 2J machine, lap number 3 yellow, is waving. Taking a look at the damage by Sawyer. You can see the right side quarter panel caved in. And there is a one and done rule in effect here tonight, meaning if you bring out the caution, you are going to the pits and gonna have to work on that B main to get through into the feature. So with that, who will get that black flag? It will be the number 16B. That makes sense as he spun out all by himself on the high side. I would imagine the contact down the front straightaway could have had something to do. Very little, but something could be said for that contact. Maybe it knocked the toe out of whack, or could have put down a tire there. At least that's the reasoning I'm sure Randy Brown is trying to say right now. But again, a one and done rule in effect here in the heat races for the modifieds and all the other classes. So you got to protect yourself. Try not to cause the caution, because if you're fighting for that transfer spot, you're going to wind up doing all that work for nothing. 3 laps down, 8-lap heat race. So if my math correct, it is 5 to go. As Troy Morris Jr. leads his field back to green. So the transfer spot just changed that quickly. Fangmeyer with a bobble allows Schweitzer, who was on the outside for a split second, to get into the show. have a battle for the lead starting to pick up here. Sawyer in the 198 to the inside of Troy Morris Jr.'s number 07X. The turn number 1 and 2. Sawyer working that inside groove. Morris running the high side through turn 3 and 4. Side by side out of turn number 4. And Morris holds on. 2 laps to go. Already starting to see multiple groove starting to work in here at Bakersfield Speedway. As a white flag is waving for Troy Morris Jr. in the 07X machine. He heads down into turn number 3 and 4. Collects the checkered flag when he crosses the line. Troy Morris Jr. checkered flag in heat race number 4 for the IMCA Modifieds. Sawyer second, third. Schweitzer and Fangmeyer is going to have to work his way through the B main here tonight. So B mains are going to be interesting, as we've got some hitters in that one that are going to have to work their way through. Hobby stock heat race number 1. Aaron Stewart leads the field to the green. Kevin Wood on the 21 machine. He's second spot. Third spot, Carl Nolan in the number 5 machine. Michael Scruggs trying to get into this feature. He's in 4th. You got to get in top 3 to transfer. And with that, battle for the lead, battle for the transfer spot. Trying to watch both of them at the same time. Scruggs is going to spin the tires on exit of turn 2. Flips back, makes some contact with a 91. I should say the 91 made contact with him. Side by side. For the lead, Wood up top. Stewart down low. These two drivers fighting it out. Lap number 3 of 8. Got a spinner around in turn number 1 and 2. We stay green. Everybody's good to go. And this battle continues on. Wood leads halfway, lap number 4. This is allowing Nolan to close in on the 5 machine. Carl Nolan now taking a peek for the second spot. Wood opens up his lead. Starting to run away from second spot. Great heat racing action continues on with his hobby stock. Nolan now trying to peek to the outside of Aaron Stewart's 37 machine. He looks outside. Stewart shuts the door. White flag waving for Kyle Wood. Only a matter of time until Nolan starts using the bumper. Though the top 3, you see the 5 car in 3rd. He doesn't want to put too much pressure on. He doesn't want to knock himself out of this feature. As Kevin Wood, checkered flag for the first heat race of tonight's hobby stocks. Stewart in 2nd. Nolan in 3rd. Scruggs, a very fast competitor, gonna have to go through the B main as well as the number 91 of Wonka. For the hobby stocks, heat race number 2 has a number 33 of Robert Swearingen leading this field to the green. Tim Delsett Jr. in the 41 starts on his outside. Row 2 has Jaden Schweitzer in the number 4 machine. And Johnny Wood in the 35 rounding out the field. The 21 RRR, the Pirate, Roger Welch. We go green. Remember, top 3 transfer. Wood holds on to that 3rd spot, though. He's going to try to go for the lead. He's going to go by 2nd spot of Delsett. And maybe into the lead here on this lap. Oh, some contact, Delsett and Swearingen. Swearingen's gonna hang on to it, but he's now he went from the lead to the 4th spot on the outside looking in this A main event. Top 3 transfer. And Delsett and Welch battling for the 2nd spot. With that, that allows the 33 of Swearingen to start making his move back up to close in on this battle for 3rd. Welch to the inside of Wood now. So Roger Welch in the 21 coming from the back up to the 2nd spot. Slips up out of turn number 2. But he's got a fast 21 RRR machine here tonight, it seems. Swearingen starting to lose time now. In his 33s, open up probably about 5 car length gap between himself and the transfer spot. Battle for the lead into turn number 3, however, as we have a 3-car battle up front. Wood leads lap number 5, 2 to go. 3 to go, I should say. Now, if the start-finish line was on exit of turn number 2, it would have been Welch these last few laps. Welch is going to close the door and seal it on exit of number 4. But here comes Wood again down low. No traction. I don't know. Both cars didn't have much traction in turn 2. So if this is just a tease for the main event here tonight, I'm loving what I'm seeing here in this hobby stock heat race number 2. Battle up front continues on. Jaden Schweitzer tagged the wall on exit of turn number 4. Everybody continues on. As Roger Welch from the back to the front takes a checkered flag in tonight's heat race 2 for the hobby stock. 2nd spot is Wood, Johnny Wood. And 3rd spot, the 41 of Tim Delsett Jr. Now Swearingen and Schweitzer are going to have to work their way through the B main later on this evening. Heat 3 coming up next. All right, heat race number 3 for the hobby stocks. Carl Nolan Jr. starts on the pole in his number 25 end machine. Gene Glover on the outside of row number 1. Inside of row number 2, the number 47 of Chris McCauley. And Perry Alderman 52, the 25, piloted by Anthony Sly and the 25 of Cody Sly. Man, am I screwing up. And Anthony Sly on the 2. It got a little confusing. We got 2 Slys starting on the same row. Perry Alderman, battle for the 3rd spot. He wants into that A main event. But the number 47 of, I should say, Kevin Irwin here tonight. And the yellow is going to fly. Spinner in turn number 2, the number 25. Of Cody Sly goes around in turn 2. So I've been told it's a one and done in effect. So that could put the black flag on the 25 here. As we have a driver disagreement for 3rd. And it's going to be the 47 of Irwin. Black flag being shown to the 25. So one and done rule. So with that, Cody Sly is going to have to head on into the pits and have to work his way through the B main. As we continue on, heat race number 3 for the H&S Bodyworks and Towing Hobby Stocks. Carl Nolan Jr. leads this field back to green in the 25N machine. Third spot is Irwin. And behind him, Perry Alderman trying to get into the show. He goes to the inside. Battle for the transfer spot on your screen. Irwin with a great run out of turn number 2. He's going to fight and challenge Gene Glover in his number 9 machine for the second spot. Good racing all over this racetrack. Oh, and up the track and in the wall goes Anthony Sly on the number 2. Looks like he lost a tire heading into turn number 1. He does have a right front flat. So the battle for the transfer spot heats up even more, as it's more of an elimination race at this point. And with that, the number 9 of Glover spins out, but no! Alderman spins out up high. He had that transfer spot done, sealed, and set up after Glover's issues, but had even a bigger issue as he spins out again. So we are going to stay green. Perry Alderman all over that racetrack right now. So Gene Glover's got more than probably 3/4 of a lap ahead of Perry Alderman. So Gene, I know Gene doesn't know this, or maybe probably doesn't even care to know, but he can just settle in. As long as he doesn't lose any more, a significant amount of time to fourth. He's got this transfer spot in his hands. But he's going to go and fight it out for the second spot. So Glover in the 9, yellow machine, trying to close in on the 47, second spot of Kevin Irwin. White flag flies for Carl Nolan Jr. It sounds like we might have an engine going sour in one of these two cars. Some contact, and Glover's going to spin it out. He's got to keep his car going. 360, the 47 smoking. That could be the engine we heard, and Carl Nolan Jr. wins this wild heat race. Glover all up in smoke. Maybe he was the issue that we heard. Now that engine sounds good, but with that contact could have knocked loose some sort of an oil line. Still makes it into the show. Man. Well, that race kept me on my toes, that's for sure. A lot of action to watch. A lot of storylines developing there at the end. Heat race number 4, the number 32 will lead this one to the green. That is Joe Baker. Joe Baker in the 32 to his outside, the number 99 of Don Mead. Row 2 has the number 13 machine, piloted by Jackie Wood, and the number 59 of Mike Hill Jr. Row 3 has the 21C of Eric Simmental, and the 84 rounding out the field of Chris Settlemeyer. We go green. All right, top 4, all side by side, all racing each other up. Don Mead with the technical early lead. Let's see who's going to lead lap number 1. Mead's going to spin it out and collect Joe Baker in the process. Nobody coming to a stop. Your top 3 change hands as the 59 of Mike Hill Jr. inherits the lead. Settlemeyer in the second spot. Third place, and transfer battle between Jackie Wood and the 13 on the outside looking in, trying to get by the 21C of Simmental. Settlemeyer going to try to get the lead from the 59. He's got some work to do, though, as he's falling back some, losing some time to the 59 of Hill. You can see the track looks like it's going to be spread out from top to bottom. Going to be a nice wide track for us here later on tonight, so I'm excited, and I hope you are too. We still got some scores to settle here through these heat races. They're closing in on Joe Baker, who, of course, was one of the top. Actually, he started on the pole in this heat race, and now under threat of going a lap down here on lap number 5 of 8. So 2 to go at the stripe. Joe Baker in front of your leader, Mike Hill Jr. With this, Sedemeyer's licking his chomps, trying to see if he can make it happen for the lead. He took a peek down low. Simmental still in 3rd spot, holds on to your transfer spot. White flag flying. Joe Baker trying to stay on the lead lap, but he might lose at this corner. Sedemeyer on the gas. Hill in the lead. Down low. Sedemeyer up high. Lap traffic in the mix. Who's it going to be at the stripe? It is, I don't know. I believe it was the 59 of Mike Hill Jr. That's what the scoreboard says, at least. That's kind of what I saw with the naked eye. Mike Hill Jr. by an inch, maybe even less, gets the checkered flag in this 4th and final heat race for the Hobby Stocks here. As up in smoke is Jackie Woods' number 13 machine. Tell you what, these Hobby Stocks keep us all on our feet every lap. And we've still got some B-main and main event action. Now, Jackie Woods tossing off his helmet, dropped the window net, threw the steering wheel off. That looks like it could be terminal for the 13. And with this attrition, there might be a call where we might not even see a B-main tonight. So we'll keep you updated here with this Hobby Stocks. So coming up next, the IMCA Sport Mods. We'll do 3 heat races to finish off our heat racing action here at the Bakersfield Speedway.
Okay, a true supporter of Bakersfield Speedway, financed a lot of drivers here. Okay, of course, love to come out here and race. And for many, many years, reading the car count for us because what he did for the drivers, most importantly, but the love of the dirt track.
Oh yeah, Richie instilled a lot of kids here to the track. He helped, I can count on my hand probably 10, 15 guys here that started with him, and now they got their own stuff going on. And Richie also sponsored a division over at Santa Maria Raceway. Even though I'm talking about Santa Maria, that's how big his heart was.
Yeah, just to love the dirt track racing and how he gave so much. Of course, part of the MMI Services family. So here in our 5th year, saluting Richie McGowan. Don't forget, race fans, we are dark next week. Coming back to light nights, we have the late models coming back to their sport mods, IMCA stocks, American stocks, and mini stocks. Now, Jack FM night.
All right, race fans, if you got time, in between races, head on down there and get your 5th annual Richie McGowan Memorial T-shirt. They are so sweet. Pick one up before they run out. I guarantee you're going to go fast.
Heat race number 1 for the Sport Mods. Gary Dutton in the G6 machine. Going to lead this field to the green to his outside. Joey Dominguez in the number 85. Nick Spain Howard in the 40. The 3AC Levi Kiefer in the 9J. Jordan Hager. As we file off down into turn number 1 and 2, Spain Howard's going to make the move into the lead, but Dutton's gonna fight back on the outside. Trying to take a good scan of these sport mods. No B main for these drivers, so they all get to battle it out like a normal night of heat racing action. Levi Kiefer holding off the 9J Jordan Hager. This is where the battle's been, though, up front. Gary Dutton and the G6 machine leads this one over Spain Howard, number 40. For the second spot, he looks to the outside of Nick Spain Howard. So the battle for the second spot now starting to heat up. Here comes Kiefer. Battle for the second spot. Up on the outside of Spain Howard. Kiefer taking the long distance. Now running the middle of the track. Starting to settle down here in Bakersfield. The white flag is flying for Dutton. This battle for the second spot is still one to watch as Dutton has cleared these top second and third drivers. Through turns number 3 and 4 from the start, Gary Dutton took the lead and takes the checkered flag. Spain Howard holds off Kiefer, Jordan Hager 4th, and Dominguez finishing in 5th. Heat race number 2 for the IMCA Northern Sport Mods, the 83 of Jason Nation is going to lead this one to the green. And welcome back, Tina Pounds, the number 32 machine starts outside row number 1. Brylan Holder in the 0922C of Michael Johnson in the 222 machine of Wild Wayne Dotson. Battle for third, Pounds and the 22 of Johnson. Tina Pounds returning back to the sport mods after having some children, so congratulations to that, and a congratulations for getting back on the racetrack. You gotta race if you're Tina Pounds. You gotta race on Daddy's Memorial Race. It's just what you gotta do. Kids or not. Michael Johnson nearly clipping the wall in the exit of turn number 2. Wayne Dotson and Tina Pounds battling it out back here. Side-by-side racing, nothing else going on in front of them. Battle for 4th on lap number 5. Jason Nation, though, number 83. Doing a great job trying to hold off Brylan Holder. Holder with a bit of a run in the center of 1 and 2. He got close to the back bumper with 83. Side by side, starting to brew up for the lead on the white flag lap. Holder in the second spot in the 09, racing clean, racing hard. Through turns number 3 and 4. Who's going to be at the stripe side by side on exit of 4? It is Nation holding off Holder. Third spot will be Johnson, 4th. Pounds in 5th. Wayne Dotson. On the racetrack, Chris McKellar. And the number 18 C Machine leads his field to the green. Wayne Kaufman in the 5. Austin Manzella in the 04. The 4 of Joey Yantis. And the 5K of Brenda Kirby. That is your field for this heat race number 3 of the night for the Sport Mods. And some contact. Some tires being hit. More contact down the back straightaway. So Manzella bounced off the tractor tire on exit of turn number 2. That ricocheted him up into Kirby. Knocked her left rear flat. Let's see, Manzella's got a pushed over front bumper. It looks like that's about it. You can see the tractor tire being put back into place. It's a wild start and a complete restart to our Sport Mod Heat Race number 3. So your point leader, Chris McKellar in the 18C Machine. I'm sorry, I lied. Let me backtrack. Gary Dutton won his heat race earlier on. He is the points leader in the G6 Sport Mod. Second in points is Chris McKellar. Third place in points, Nick Spain-Howard in the number 40. Wayne Kaufman in second spot is 5th in points. And I believe tonight's Joey Yantis' first main event of the night, of the year. No, I lied. He's 40th in points. So, hey, if they're he's got to win and he's in the chase. If this was NASCAR. Exciting news for Joey Yantis. He in another racer out here at Bakersfield Speedway, Nick Sylvester, opening up an indoor go-karting facility out here in Bakersfield. Now you're wondering, oh, that's cool. You know, that's kind of the thing that has been kicking off lately in the major towns, is indoor go-karting. Well, yes, that's true, except for these guys being dirt track racers. Oh yeah, you know what's coming out of my mouth next. Indoor dirt track go-kart oval going to take place here in Bakersfield area, maybe even as soon as the end of the year. So I know what I'm doing during the off season. I'm going to go play on the dirt in a go-kart. Here we go for the restart. Complete restart. 3 cars left on the racetrack. Hoffman in the second spot, trying to figure out ways to get by the 18 of McKellar. McKellar's got his 18C rocking and rolling here tonight. Start to brew up here though. As Kaufman trying to now hold off the 4 of Yantis, the praying mantis, Joey Yantis. Kaufman's going to rotate really hard in the center of 3 and 4, but it doesn't look like he lost too much time because of it. Halfway down, up. No, he lost a lot of time with that bobble in turn number 1. Yantis up to second. Kaufman hard on the gas. We are halfway through the heat. Lap number 5 now up on the scoreboard. 3 laps to go. Battle for the second spot. It's been fun watching this one. Best and only battle on the racetrack. Chris McKellar going to come across the line for the white flag as he's opened up a full straightaway lead over second and third. Kaufman going to give it a couple more chances now. Not able to get it done. Chris McKellar is able to get it done, and he'll take the checkered flag in the final heat race of tonight's action here at the Richie McGowan Memorial. Up next will be the B mains for the IMCA Modifieds and Hobby Stocks. Oh boy. Well, for those of you on Race FedEx, we're not going anywhere. For those of you on our YouTube channel that are watching the replay of the heat racing, we do this live on Race FedEx every now and then. So go on the Race FedEx website for more details on where we're going to be next. And thank you all for tuning in to our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, and we'd love you forever. And make it on out to Bakersfield Speedway if you're in the area. And definitely support your local short track in your hometown. Goodbye, YouTube and Race FedEx. Here we go. Heat race number A, I lied. There's a fourth heat race, so all that pumping I just did for YouTube is a little too soon. I usually do it at the end of the heats, but not on the schedule was the fourth heat race for the Sport Mods. So we're not going anywhere, YouTube. And of course, Race FedEx, they're stuck with us all night. Matt Lewis leads the field to the green in the number 55. James Dump Cecil in the 12, outside row number 1. Jared Schweitzer in the 3, the 4 of Garrett Jernigan, and the 117 of Tim Paddock. Across the line for the lead, side by side for third. Schweitzer gonna have a big push out of turn number 2. He slips back into the middle groove. Jernigan tried. Look at Cecil though, working that outside groove, using that moisture to his advantage, and across the line. Cecil has the nose ahead of Schweitzer. 4 cars all battling it out. Cecil, the daredevil on the high side. I'm not sure he's even lifting off that gas pedal. Mighty Mount Lewis, though, continues on with his lead. Lap number 3 of 8. Cecil's going to bobble bounce, and around goes Jernigan. That could have been related off the front bumper of the 12. Jernigan continues on. Cecil continues on. Cecil now starting to get the stick shaken at him from the flag stand. Tim Paddock in the 117 goes up to the 4th spot with all that madness in turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, remember Schweitzer, he had some action there, Justin Schweitzer, or Jared, I'm sorry. He's slipping back in that middle groove. He put himself right in the meat of the sandwich there for a second. I'm sure he was starting to sweat some bullets there. But then once the clouds cleared, he took off into the 2nd spot. White flag waving. Mighty Matt Lewis in the 55 has led this one from the start. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. We got a car down low. That is Jared Schweitzer. And across the stripe, Matt Lewis wins heat race number 4. Cecil and Paddock battling it out for the 2nd spot. Cecil's going to hold on to the 2nd spot over Paddock. And Jernigan started closing in there. A couple more laps. And we could have seen Jernigan moving up. So with that, I'm going to officially say goodbye to our YouTube viewers, because we're going to cut this one off and post the replay of the heats on our YouTube channel, Low Budget TV on YouTube. Thank you all for watching on our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button to see more and more content in a jiffy from Low Budget TV. And like I said, support your local racetrack. Come out to Bakersfield Speedway if you can. And Thank you for watching here on Low Budget TV. Cut. Race Feed X. Oh boy, we still got some great racing action. The modified B mains coming up next, as well as hobby stock B main events. So go ahead and grab your refill of your drink. Go ahead and microwave some more popcorn or whatever snack you got, because we're getting ready for the B mains coming up now.